Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This video will deal with Donald Trump, the tool. Not our tool, their tool. And Donald Trump came and said, I will share with you what Putin told me about Zelensky and about the Ukraine war over the phone. Very interesting because Putin said, you know what, I've been trying, let's see how you solve it. That's the first topic. The second one, Donald Trump makes this claim, people will, and I'm quoting, flee communism in New York City. I'm going to discuss or talk about communism and why I think communism is bad. For the productive members of the society, communism is bad. For the lazy people and people who are jealous and have a lot of envy on the successful members of society, communism is great. It's a redistribution of wealth because, wealth at the beginning was distributed by someone more to these guys and less to these guys. And now they redistributed because it was distributed by someone. The third topic is Trump coming and says, you know what? I see progress in resolving Ukraine conflict. Did your bosses tell you to say that? You see no progress. In what way? In solving that? Like eliminating Russia? They see the resolve in Ukraine differently. We see it as a peace between the two sides and the kind of reconciliation and whatever needs to be paid back and so on. And then move on. These guys see it differently. They see it victory over Russia. That's the progress. It depends how you look at things. So remember, words have meaning, obviously. Now, Trump calls for denuclearization. So, denuclearization. Well, I have a few questions for Donald Trump. First, and he said he discussed that with Xi Jinping and Putin. Well, that's great. When you say denuclearization, like all of it? When you say denuclearization, do you say some? When you say that denuclearization and all of it, do you mean Israel as well? See, this is garbage, and we're going to find out a beautiful answer coming from the Chinese regarding the denuclearization. No, denuclearization is an utopic dream. It's a unicorn. It's impossible. Why? Weak countries, which is territory and population, manpower, military, would want a nuclear weapon. They would be the great equalizer with the big guys who bullied them all along. So, let's start with the first topic. Trump. Russia Today. Trump shares what Putin allegedly told him about Ukraine. The US president claims his Russian counterpart said it was Washington's turn to try to settle the conflict. US President Donald Trump has claimed that his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, told him that Moscow has been trying to find a peaceful resolution to the Ukraine conflict for over a decade, and that Washington is more than welcome to compel Kiev to accept a negotiated solution. Well, this long sentence, paragraph, however you want to call it, implies that Kiev is in control. No, Kiev is not in control. That tells me that neither Russia, right there, or the United States of America are actually in charge of what's going on in Kiev, in the war in Ukraine. So Putin claims, I've been trying to find a peaceful resolution. But Kiev did not want it? Okay, Kiev did not want it, and now I'm punching Kiev in the face. Why is it Kiev not collapsing? It's not because Kiev has a big, you know what I mean? It's because someone else is supporting Kiev. Who is it? If Donald Trump says, I want to solve it. Someone else. Who's that someone else? What interest possibly are in charge? That's one reason why I call Donald Trump a tool. He's a tool of this interest. So let's see what exactly Trump said Putin told him. And I'm quoting, President Putin, I spoke with him 2 weeks ago and he said, and I'm quoting, we've been trying to settle that for 10 years, that war. We weren't able to do it. You got to settle. Trump told the audience in the American, no, it doesn't mean that what Trump says is true. And I'm quoting, I got some of these things settled in an hour, the US president added, referring to various international conflicts he claims to have resolved since taking office in January. May I, with humility that characterizes me, no, not claim, but suggest that maybe in all other conflicts, one entity, one ethnic group, one association, one country, one interest was not involved in, but in this one is full in. Do you know who I'm talking about? I'm going to give you some hints here, okay? Now pay attention. There are some hints somewhere, all right? And the bazaar opened in my hometown. All right, isn't that why? Is it because they want to pay Russia back for being kicked out so they cannot continue to enslave the Russian people? I think that's what it is. That's why look at Trump's policies in the Mid-East, and you're going to find out kind of like what hints I'm trying to give you. All right? So Trump, even if he wants, he can't. Next one. Russia Today. People will flee communism in New York City. New Yorkers will seek refuge in Miami after a self-described democratic socialist was elected mayor, the US president has said. Well, let me see. So people will flee communism. In a society, it will always be like this. People who have and people who have less or have nothing. Now, people who have, and I suggest you read Friedrich Nietzsche's Slave Morality versus Master Morality. And you understand why communism will have the ones with slave mentality hate the ones with master mentality. You remember, if you succeed in a society, you will tend to say, the rules are good, everything is fantastic. If you do not succeed, you say, the rules are rigged. Those guys must have taken it from me. This is resentment based on your impotence, right? The fact that I am not a billionaire is not because there are too many billionaires over there. It's because I am incapable of figuring things out how to become a billionaire. That's how you have to look at them, at that situation. So yes, people will flee when they will be fleeced. Of course they will flee. But the guys who are going to be among themselves, who are they going to flee? I'm telling you, they're going to use the government to flee the guys who have and give them. This is communism. I lived through communism. Communism doesn't allows economic discrepancy too much. For instance, I'm going to give you an example. My father was a kind of big shot in Romania in the communist times. All right, he had an income of more than 5,000 lei. Now ask Romanians 5,000 who had 5,000 leis. It was certain position in the society. He was a director of a company. I'm not gonna right. So he was big shot. Right. He had about 5,000 or 6,000 lei. Ceausescu had 10,000 lei. 10,000. That's it. Was the limit. Now you can say Ceausescu had his whatever. He was the only one. The ministers, I think, had about 7,000 lei. The ministers. So the doctors have about what? 4,000 lei. Doctors, 4,000 lei. And then the laborers, regular laborers, I think they have about 2,600. So the difference between my father and the laborer with nothing was just double. Like Musk and you and I. Right? He just got to pay for about $1 trillion. Half of that is about $500 billion. Do you have it? I don't. So there's a difference. You understand? Now, that's the difference. You can be fantastic. You can be a genius. You will not get more. There are some other people who worked in mines who were making 8,000 lei, 9,000, more than my father was making. But there were just a few. That's it. Communism destroys initiative. Like, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to be paid a little bit more than the lazy guy. Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. And that's exactly what these guys want. They want to take from someone and give to them. Why? It's not right. Says who? So, yes, some people will flee, Mr. Trump, but some people will remain there who will vote. And they will vote the right government if the voting is right. If the vote is not rigged, that's why I can't believe that these guys still believe or trust that the government is really a democratic system by electing officials who will work for us. If that would be the case, we would have good salaries like communism. Good salaries, all of us. We all will have health insurance. We will demand by voting the right people to implement and create laws that would benefit the majority of us. And somehow, no, we don't have health insurance, but they do. And so on, my friends. So that tells you this system is rigged from the get-go. Now, the communism, when they don't have someone to eat from, because they took their, they need to find someone, and they will use the government to find them. It's like killing the golden goose, or the goose that lays golden eggs. Oh, we need them right now. We're going to kill her and take her, and we're not going to have any more eggs. I'm not saying that this capitalism that we have here and socialism they have there is great. They voted for that guy, supposedly. Let them deal with that. And they will flee, some of them, to Florida. And in Florida, we're going to have the same mentality. That's the way people resentment and jealousy act. They are rich. They must have taken it from us. Something is wrong. What exactly, I don't know. But let's move on. Trump sees progress in resolving Ukraine conflict. Like what? I would like to know what exactly he sees as progress. Moscow has long accused Kiev of refusing to accept reality and engage in meaningful diplomacy. It's like the same thing here. You tried to solve it. I tried, and I can't. Let's see how you're going to solve it. President Donald Trump and his special envoy Steve Witkoff, Jewish, have both noted progress in finding a negotiated solution to the Ukraine conflict. Like exactly what happened, I would like to know. Let's see what this guy says. We are looking at one more that's possible, Russia and Ukraine. We haven't gotten that yet, but I think we've made a lot of progress. Like what? Like canceling the summit between you and Putin in Budapest? Yeah, because it would have been useless. Why? You have no power. The power is given by the interests that own you, the tool. So, where's the progress? The progress is this. NATO will arm Ukraine. The arms manufacturing companies will get fatter. The loans that countries will take for Ukraine will be paid by the citizens of those countries from the international banking system. And the energy sector will make tons of money. And that's the progress. That's what it is. And eventually they hope they will destroy Russia and they win. The progress is not about a settled peace. No, this is even if they agree right now, okay, let's stop right now. That's just a moment of respiro. They will recuperate after that. They will start over. Russia will, not only Russia. Russia is just because Russia is right now. China is next. Whomever wants to be strong as a country and does not follow orders of these guys in charge of all of us, or at least in the West. West controls the world through the West's still economic military power. That's what it is. All right, China tries to break out of prison. India tries to do that, and other little countries. And obviously, North Korea is out. Why? It has nuclear weapons. That's going to get me to the next and the last topic. But in this case, yes, the progress towards what? Are they destroying Russia? It doesn't seem to me. They're going to have a little armistice. And then they will recuperate and they will get at it again. They will try to destroy Russia from within this time. They've been trying. But remember, Putin is not forever. The guys with Putin's mentality, the patriots, are not forever. And they will infiltrate them with all kind of stupid mentality of hating their own parents, nation, culture, traditions, and somehow be good Europeans. All right, let's go to the next one. Trump calls for denuclearization, says goal discussed with Putin and Xi. When you say denuclearization, that means no more nuclear weapons. That's how I see it. If you just think about reducing the number of nuclear weapons, that's almost nothing. US President Donald Trump said on Friday that he believes that denuclearization would be a great thing and that he has been discussing it with it. What is that? Is zero? With Putin and Xi Jinping. I think that denuclearization would be a great thing. We could blow up the world 150 times. So you want to blow it half time or what? There is no need for this. For what? For 150 or for nuclear weapons? What exactly is this? And if it's not for this, do you think that Israel will denuclearize? Nah. I have spoken with Putin about it. I spoke with the President Xi about it. And everybody would like to spend all of their money on other things. Like what? Condoms? Dildos? Things that can benefit people now. He's talking about that with Israel first? Is he talking about that? How many bridges were built here? How are the freeways? How are the infrastructure? How many airfields? I'm talking about civilians. What's going on here? What did he do? Yeah, he takes these guys out of this country. Good, I'm all for it. You broke the law. You gotta be paying for that. Unfortunately, the guy's more important. I just made a video a little while ago with the new president of Syria. Sanctions are lifted from that guy. Why? Some people don't have to pay for their crimes. Some people, if we, as I said, drive 5 miles or 1 mile above the speed limit, we have to pay for it. Or don't pay your taxes and see where that gets you. So I still didn't get it. I'm sorry, from this article, which ends right there. What do you mean denuclearization? Let's discuss that. Let's have two scenarios. No nuclear weapons for anybody, so zero. That will not happen from the get-go. Israel will not give up its nuclear weapons if it has it. North Korea will not give it. That's the only way it survives. North Korea. Nuclear weapons, right? And these guys, why would they do that? Because when you do that, actually you lower your power to smack people around. It's going to be harder for you to smack people around in another country because you need military power to go over there. How are we going to go? Didn't he say that I made the US military the greatest? And now you tell us that you don't need nuclear weapons? Still you need military, because if you will not have military and Mexico has military, Mexico will conquer US tomorrow. You're going to have the Mexican flag in Washington, D.C. That's why they're not here. It's not because oh no, that's your turf, we're not going to come. Military keep enemies outside. Nuclear weapons, I'm not saying they're needed, but for some countries definitely are needed. If Romania would have right now nuclear weapons, nobody will touch it. Oh, we're going to be imposed sanctions and all that. Well, look at North Korea. Look at North Korea. Oh my God, they eat dogs. This is what these guys are saying. Is it true? Is it true? All right. So denuclearization. These guys will never get rid of all their nuclear weapons. They will try to get everybody else's out. That's true. And lower theirs. But not, United States of America will have no nuclear weapons. That's a dream, a unicorn dream. Let me show you what Chinese said about that. US must cut its arsenal before demanding nuclear talks. Chinese Foreign Ministry. Correct. You talk about nuclear weapons of us? No, it doesn't work that way. It's like a person who is, let me put it this way. It's a person who have seen everything in life, has done everything in life. You know, when I say everything, I'm exaggerating. Fucked everything in life. You know what I mean? And then he demands everybody now. I'm 78 years old. My dingy-lingy is worn out. My balls are rolling down the carpet behind me when I walk. A little bit of, how do you call that? Prudence, my friends. Don't be so wasteful. No more sex for you. No more, don't travel. Just relax, man. Media aura est. No, the middle way is the best. Now, after I had my fun, I have everybody else to stop. It's like you tell a child, no, child, don't go to that party. You know, parties are not good. Have you been to parties? Oh, I partied a lot. Why? Right now I'm sick of it. I can't party. So I tell them, a little bit of, you know what I mean? Self-control. The same these guys tell after they have 7,000 nuclear warheads, they tell China with, I don't know, 500 or whatever they have, blah, 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 everybody, denuclearize. You first. That's how I see things. They had fun and they want now everybody not to have fun. That's why we, older people, tell the youngsters or children, teenagers, when they give you an advice, oh, don't do that, no, don't do that. And I'm thinking, wasn't I told the same thing by my parents or older people? The same way. Did I do it? No. I did what the fuck ever I wanted. Why? This is life. You want to experience it. You get punched in the balls sometimes. Sometimes you know what I mean? Up and down. This is the beauty of life. Let them experience life. Otherwise, they will be sterile. Oh, I'm not going to go to the party. I might get punched in the face over there and she's going to drop me. Let them leave. The same here. Oh, no. Everybody denuclearized. We have it. We had it for so long. It's like you dealt the cards. I took everybody's cards. I gave you the 2s and the 3s. I kept the kings and the aces right here. And I say, okay, now stop. We have to give up some cards. You, all of them, and I'm going to give you my 5, my 7. I'm going to still keep the kings and the queens and the aces and the jokers and whatever. That's exactly what these guys are doing. And by the way, using those cards, I took over everything. Now I'm in charge. How about, let's say, Bangladesh is in charge. Nobody nuclear weapons, and Bangladesh is in charge. Bangladesh can sanction whomever, is going to tell whomever to do whatever, they take whatever territories, could strike whomever, and then see if the Americans will like it. They will not, but they like the position where they are in. This is such a, how do you say it in the Bible? Wolves in sheep clothes. That's hives, whatever you want to call it. The same here, my friends. The same here. These guys, oh, in the name of peace, you first. You're a leader. Leaders lead. That means they're in front of everybody else. So you jump first, and then we're going to see what's going on, and then maybe we follow you. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.